All right, folks, good morning. Let's get started. So for today, uh, September the 17th, we have the following. Core retail sales month over month came in at 8:30 a.m. The number came in weaker than expected at 0.1%. Retail sales month over month came in at 0.1%, better than expected. Uh, at 9:15 a.m., we'll have capacity utilization rate and industrial production month over month. Neither of these reports are expected to have major impact. At 10 a.m., we will have business inventories month over month, FOMC member Logan speaking, and the NAHB housing market index. None of these reports are expected to have significant impact. Of course, there's a possibility there might be some from an FOMC member speaking, but we won't expect that. But if we notice it, then of course we'll take appropriate action. So that's it. Now, looking at the QQQ ETF yesterday, um, the action was very choppy, okay, very neutral. Currently, looks like we're going to open slightly higher than where we closed yesterday. Well, significantly higher, I should say, not slightly. Markets are up overnight, and we'll see what happens throughout the day. And that brings us to what was moving yesterday. Yesterday was pretty slow. Only had two stocks that made any sense to look at. One was CrowdStrike. It was able to pass our target number one to the upside of 265.49. Eventually, it got up to a high of 270.05, but that was not something we could realistically have exploited since as of this point right here, the stock price collapsed and then eventually came back, but didn't really give us any way to exploit it since the reward to risk wasn't so good at that time. And lastly, we have Airbnb. That was bearish. It was able to quickly reach target number one to the downside of 116.54. It did continue through there, but then reversed and stopped us out. So no target number two move for that. So that was it. Now looking at the pre-market, here's what we have so far. Presently, I have several stocks, so let's go through them quickly. ALLR is first. That is presently up 11.83% on 6.5 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list. ALLR. Next up, we have GEVO, which is currently up about 5.8%, so now it's up 6.5%. It's going to be on the cusp, but we'll go ahead and add a GEVO. Next up is GLMD, which is presently up about 41% on 4.5 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that GLMD to the pre-market watch list. Next up, we have Hoth, which is presently up 17% roughly on 5.5 million shares. And it's at least $1 per share, so we'll add Hoth to the pre-market watch list as well. Next up, we have WHLR, Wheeler again. This stock is currently up 18.9% on 2 million shares. It's over $1 per share. We'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list as well, WHLR. And that's all the stocks that I personally have found. If you guys see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. Those criteria are, it must be a NASDAQ listed stock. And currently in the pre-market, it must be at least $1 per share. It must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume and must have achieved at least a 6% price change, positive or negative, as of right now in the pre-market. VVPR, okay. Currently up 31%, 7.7 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. Okay, so we'll add VVPR to our pre-market watch list as well. Talk, okay. That is presently up 16%, but 951,000 shares. It's over $1 per share. Although this one is close, I'm not going to add it for today. Doesn't look like it's accelerating enough volume to reach the requirement by market open. Yep, we already have GVO. So this is what we have so far. All right. So I guess we'll wrap up for this pre-market pulse. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 3 likes, but more than 3 people watching. Please be sure to hit the like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. Also, if anyone's watching this on a replay, if you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description of this video. Other than that, for everyone part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in 25 minutes. And otherwise, folks, have a great trading session. I'll see you for tomorrow's pre-market pulse. Take care.